Okay, this is video number 13, and it is for violin and viola players. And in this video, we'll actually be playing number 13 through number 16. So have your book open to page number 7. But before we do that, what I would like to do is I want to do a little bit of echoing. And this is just to allow us to become more agile, and also so we don't have to think about so much about what note is coming up next. We can focus on getting a good hand position, get our fingers right on the tapes, all those kinds of things, and just take one little thing off of what our brain has to think about. That's why we do the echoing. So when we're doing the echoing, I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's completely necessary for you to form the good habits. Remember, every second that you're playing, you are forming habits. We need to make sure that they are good habits, because a good habit is much easier to form than it is to break a bad habit. So even if you're not trying to form a habit, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. This is new. As you play, every time you're doing something, make sure you've got the correct position. So we have our G finger down. So violins and violas, you have 3 fingers down on the D string. I want you to play 4 Gs. Check your hand position to start with. Straight line from knuckle to elbow. Knuckles here are poking out, so you have flat top fingers. You're making a square with your first finger here. Okay? Pluck 4 Gs. Echo me. Pressing hard. Don't forget that. And go. G, 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 G. Now do 2 Gs and 2 F sharps. And go. G, G, F sharp, F sharp. Hopefully you remember the F sharp is 2 fingers. Now do 2 E's and 2 F sharps. E, 1 finger, E and F sharp, F sharp, F sharp. Now do 2 D's and 2 E's. 2 D's, 2 E's. Go. D, D, E, E. Now as we do this echoing, our echoing is going to get more and more challenging. We're going to be moving our fingers a little bit faster. So here's what I want you to do now. I want you to go straight from D, no fingers down, right to F sharp. And remember, we've talked about hovering your fingers right above the fingerboard, right? So this is going to be helpful here, because if your hands are way out here, you're not going to make it, right? So fingers are hovered right above, open D, and then smack it down for F sharp. 2 open Ds and 2 F sharps. Good, now check your hand. Did you get your fingers on the tapes? If you didn't, scooch them up or down, or whichever way you need to scooch them. Do D and F sharp again. And go. D, D, F sharp, F sharp. Now D, then G. Okay? Now in this case, I'm going to have all 3 fingers hovered above, and when it's time for G, I smack down the G. All 3 fingers at the same time. Don't do this. I'm going to slow you down. D, all 3 go down. D and then G. Echo me. And go. D, D, smack them down. G, G. Now freeze. Check your hand position. Flat top fingers, knuckles poking out, straight here. Now let go and see what's happened. I sure hope we don't have any instruments on the ground. I hope that they're all scrolls up even with your mouth. Shoulder is cradled by your shoulder rest. All of that. Okay? All right, now let's go on to number 13 in your book. Now, this is just kind of a best practices kind of advice sort of thing. When you're looking at a new song, look at the whole thing first and see what might be special about this song. First of all, I'm going to look and see which notes do I play. In this song, I only play G and F sharp. That's it. But what do I see at the end of the line? I see a repeat sign. So I want to think about that ahead of time. So as I'm playing, I'm going, oh yeah, I'm playing this 2 times. Because if I don't, I'm going to go, oh, I'm done, and then I mess up, right? So look ahead before you start a song. Now, even though my EE library does it twice, I'm only going to play it once. If you want to go back and repeat, you may absolutely do that. I would suggest it, by the way. Okay, have your G finger down and be ready for number 13 in your book. G finger down.
13.
3 fingers on the D string. 1, 2, ready, and go. G, G, F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, and repeat. Beginning, don't forget that repeat. F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G. encourage you to practice that one again, especially if it moved a little fast. Maybe in measure 3 and 4 you messed up a little. You can remember a couple of things. You can just stop and try it on your own, rewind and try it with me again, do E, E, I on your own, or my E, E library on your own, or simply with a metronome. Any of those options are good, but practice it until you can't get it wrong. Don't practice it till you get it right. Practice it till you can't get it wrong. Like someone could come up and start tickling you when you're still playing and you don't mess up. Okay, or your cat could jump on your head when you're still playing and you don't mess up. Practice till you can't get it wrong. Okay, now look at number 14. Again, best practices, let's look at the whole thing. Well, it's just E, isn't it? And there's no repeat sign. Oh, I can just skip this one, right? No, don't skip it. And let me tell you why, a couple things. First of all, one of the other things we're doing is we're training your eyes to follow along with the music kind of at a specific speed, right? We're going to go make sure we're looking ahead at notes so we know what's next. So we're doing that. The other thing is we're training our hand position, right? We're training our eyes to talk to our hand and say, this means one finger down when I see this, okay? But also, E, if I was able to see you playing and I saw this, I wouldn't be happy with that. Why? Because you know what? You're developing a bad habit right now, and you're not going to be able to play fast. What should I be thinking about? Hovering my fingers above the string so that I train my hand to this is the natural place for it to go. And so when I do start getting to play fast stuff, man, I'm ready. Because you don't want this habit, you want this habit. This habit enables you to play fast and play all sorts of stuff. This causes you problems, okay? And then you have to retrain yourself. So don't skip number 14 even though it's easy. Do try to play it correctly the very first time while focusing on perfection. E finger down,
14.
One finger.
Let's read E.
Fingers are hovered above. 2, 14, and go. 1, 2. You can also focus on playing right with the recording. Quite often, people go to fast rests. All right? Now, go on to 15. Now, looking at 15, first thing I'm going to do is see which notes I play. I'm going to see if there's a pattern. It goes G, F sharp, E. Oh, everything's going down. But then what does it do? It goes back up to F sharp. That could mess you up. Okay? And then it goes back down again. Look at measure 3. It goes E, F sharp, G. What do you see at the end? Repeat sign. All right, let's try that. Number 15, G finger down.
15. Walking song.
1, 2, right, say, and go. G, F sharp, E, F sharp. Look ahead, what's next? E, F sharp, G. And now you're going to repeat back to the beginning. Don't forget to repeat. F sharp, E. Here's the tricky part. Back to F sharp. Now back to E. F sharp, G. Now freeze. We're going to do this one twice. Freeze. Check your hand position out. Straight line. Okay. 15 again. G. Finger down. Go. G. G. F sharp. F sharp. E. Now what's next? Look ahead. What's next? Look ahead. F sharp. And back to the beginning. G. G. F sharp. F sharp. E. E. Back to F sharp. E. Now at the end here, I want you to let go. Let go. Okay, now, if you had
16.
to adjust before you could let go, that's not good. That means that you've created the habit of, my hand is holding my instrument instead of my shoulder. Okay, so you've got that habit. If your instrument fell on the ground, first of all, your parents can be really mad. And also, you've got a habit of your hand holding your instrument instead of your head and shoulder. Make your head and shoulder do its job. Head and shoulder has to do its job, so the hand can do its job of making the different notes. All right. Now look at 16. You want to look at kind of the whole thing. There's a little writing assignment in there. Feel free to do that. I'm not going to ask you to show that to me, but that's not a bad idea. To draw your clef, the time signature, and then at the end, are we going to repeat this one or no? We are not going to repeat it because what you're drawing there is a double bar, not a repeat sign. There's not a repeat on this one. That is a double bar, so you just play it once. Now I'm going to look at what notes do I play. Well, guess what? This one, I am going to play open D. Do you see that? This one I think is actually easier than 15. I think it's actually easier. It goes G, F sharp, E, D, then D, E, F sharp, G, right back up. Okay, shouldn't be too hard. Let's try it. Number 16, G finger down.
Essential Elements Quiz. Complete
Check
the
out
writing
your
exercise
hand
in
position.
your book
Check out your
before
arms
playing.
straight, fingers are flat. 16 and go. G, F sharp. Now, as you pick up your fingers, don't let them fly away. Keep them close, hovered above the string. Okay? Good time to check your hand position. And remember, when you're practicing, anytime you're picking up your fingers, they're hovering above the string. They're not flying away. Keep them close. Practice this page until you can't get it wrong. Okay? Practice this not till you get it right. Practice it till you can't get it wrong. And then I will see you in the very next video.